This is my makeup collection part 4. Welcome to everyone watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. These are all of the lipsticks that I have in my makeup collection. This is going to be the 4th and final part to my makeup collection and inventory series, where I sort of take stock as to what's in my current makeup collection. Is there anything I want to get rid of? Is there anything that no longer serves a purpose? Has anything expired? So I can prepare mentally for any declutters that need to happen. Because I do declutters once a year to keep everything organized and to just make sure I have everything that I need. You're looking at part of my lipstick collection. This is mainly Lisa Eldridge, and I use this little cubby for my Shop My Stash so I know what lipsticks I have been wearing in a given month. Now, I'm filming this at the end of December, so you're a little ahead from me when I'm currently filming this. So if I mention my December Shop My Stash, then you know why. But yeah, Lisa Eldridge is a brand where I started to buy all the lipsticks, and then I ended up not keeping as many lipsticks from other brands. And if you had a look at the thumbnail, there was a little tower of drawers towards the left. We're going to go through those drawers because that's where the rest of my lipstick collection lives. But my Lisa Eldridge ones stay up top on my vanity because that's what I tend to use the most, you could say. That's what I reach for. That's what I wear. But I do have to be very honest that the last time I reorganized my vanity a little bit, I did put all of my favorite Lisa Eldridge into one cubby, because that way I was like, you know, it's just going to be easier for me to find things. And this is them. So I do have, as per usual, because this usually happens when I film my Shop My Stashes, if you're familiar with them, is that I have a couple of Lisa Eldridge lipsticks in there every single time. My Velvet Muse, and I do have swatches up with all of these, so I'll just link you to some videos that I have. I know that I love these. I'm just gonna open them up to see if all of them are okay. But this is my Velvet Muse. This is all there's left. I think I can use it up in 2026. And I did go out and buy a new one when I was in London. So this is the new one. And I was afraid these wouldn't be the same, but they are the exact same shade. So that's what happens to a lipstick if you love it as much as that one. So it's not that I don't use up lipsticks, people. Don't think I don't. Oh, I need to do it the other way around because this one is a little bit cleaner. So that's why this one lives here, because this one just goes in and out of my Shop My Stash continuously, and I just keep it lying at the front. Other things in my Shop My Stash, because December, Christmas season, I have 2 favorite lipsticks from Lisa Eldridge. This is Velvet Jazz. Again, you can see that's well used. I've got a nice little dent in there. And this is Velvet Ribbon. Now we're gonna find my old Velvet Ribbon. It sadly broke off. It was a cold winter day like today, and I actually snapped it in half while swatching, which is why I don't want to swatch all of these for you currently, because they can be a bit fragile, and especially if you twist them up all the way, they just break off a little too easily sometimes for my taste. So I try to be very, very careful with my Lisa Eldridge lipsticks. I have one of their lip gloss or lip balms. This is Sweet Fig. This is something I just throw on if I don't know what to throw on. Again, quite well used and something that I love. In here, I also have Velvet Sorcery, which is my other favorite nude from the brand. This came out later, and so I haven't worn it as much as Muse, simply because it came to me later. Velvet Duchess is another really good red from the brand that's a little bit deeper. And we have Painterly, which is another sort of like neutrally brown shade. Again, like I said, I just need to twist these up all the way to see if they're still okay. A good luxuriously lucent for a bright option is Wonder Wheel. I only really wear it in the spring-summer season. Velvet Beauty is the only cool tone in the entire range. I believe it was already discontinued. And then I have Skyscraper Rose. This is an insanely saturated. This is still fine. And we still have Velvet Myth in here, which is, again, a deeper tone that was also already discontinued. That's the deepest red that I enjoy. And then we have Velvet Decade, which is the dark brown. This has also already been discontinued, as far as I know. So that's sort of like my Lisa Eldridge favorites. So I curated my favorites, and then I have space for Velvet Jazz and Velvet Ribbon in here. So that needs to go back into its little place. Let me focus on this first. This is something I've been trying to use up. This is the Catrice Pillow Plush Peptide Lip Mask. It twists up. You can just wipe off the top with your finger. I'm not going to twist it up now because every single time you twist it up, there's a little bit of extra product coming to the top. So you need to use it twice in a row for it to not get too messy. But yeah, this has been a lovely lip balm, I have to say. So again, that's been loving on top of my vanity. I like applying a bit of lip balm at the start of the makeup routine to keep going. Other lipsticks that I used in December, so that's why they're here and they're separate, is this little Kiko lip combo. This is the Velvet Passion lipstick in the shade Mauve. This is one of my favorites, so I wore it in a couple of my videos. And the Velvet Passion lipstick range by Kiko is a really good alternative to the Lisa Eldridge True Velvets. The formula is very similar, and they do come in very similar shades to what Lisa Eldridge does. The Creamy Color Lip Liner in shade 23, I love. I need to sharpen it again. I already sharpened it the other day, but I have yet again to do that. Revlon's Laid Back Lilac, I discovered in 2025. So this is quite a new lipstick to me in recent years because I love the Lisa Eldridge one so much. I haven't bought too much lipstick. Just a couple of things here and there to test it out for the channel, but nothing too crazy. And then I did wear, this I am going to swatch for you. This is the Jelly Stilo from Kiko in shade 510. It's like a cool toned plummy gray. Yeah, that's interesting. But because it's such a sheer formula, it's really pretty on the lips. And my favorite lip balm, like colored lip balm, is the Glasting Melting Balm from Romand. This is in Mauve Whip. And this I had to dig out of my work bag. I was like, oh, that's where you went. So this has gotten a little bit messy, I think, from it being in my work bag for such a long time. And apparently the cap is clear, so it gets super messy. Need to clean that. And then this I wanted to try because I picked it up in Japan. I do know I like this formula, but I seem to have repackaged the Juicy Lasting Tint, and this is in shade Grape Balm. I'm not going to swatch this because this is a lip stain and I have to go somewhere tonight. And those people barely know me. So if I'm going to show up to a hand covered in pink swatches, it's because this has to, like, this won't come off. So, but that's everything that I wore in December. So you know that when it comes to the declutter, I probably won't be decluttering any of these because I wear them actively. And I like to have a couple of different shades in every single time. So that's why this is there. And then I do have a little cubby with some lip balms on top of my vanity as well. There is a lip balm in my work bag, which I'm too lazy to grab, but I just have a clear, thicker, like peptide lip balm type of thing from Catrice or Essence in my work bag. Not sure how I got into this, but this is a freebie, I think, a lip balm by C's. This lipstick has no other purpose than the fact that it's a nice round cap, and I use it to repress eyeshadows. So I don't use it. It's an old Catrice one. I got these from Balea in Germany. This one was just cute, and the scent is nice, and this is an intensive. I just wanted to give them a whirl. When the Catrice one runs out, this is one of the first things that I try. The Carmex in the cherry flavor. I only wear this if I have a cold sore. Don't ask me why, but Carmex and me, we love each other when I have a cold sore, but not the rest of the year. So that's my cold sore lip gloss. Or lip balm. I don't wear any other lip product when I have a cold sore because I'm so afraid to contaminate any other products. So that's why I have a dedicated lip balm that I only wear then. It just works wonders. Dr. Papa, this is actually my favorite overnight lip balm type of thing. I have one currently in my nightstand, and I bought this little set from TK Maxx with the original balm, but also the overnight balm that I haven't used yet. So how much product do you get in these? It's 25 milliliters, so they last a long time. I do know that. And then I just have This Everybody London, this was a free gift with purchase. I'll probably get rid of this, but I'm not going to get rid of my Rhode Peptide Lip Tint. Again, I think a really pretty product. But it should go with my other lip balms, but like I have a tinted lip balm section, as you can see in the drawers. This is no longer going to fit in there. So either something needs to go, or so that can fit, or I need to rejig things in another way. This is the Glossy Glaze lipstick from Essence. I tend to test out quite a bit of Essence and Catrice lipsticks. For 2026, I have decided that I'm no longer going to be trying out every single shade they do. It just means so much extra clutter. I always get rid of the shades I don't enjoy. And I can tell by looking at swatches online what shades I might like. So the lip reviews I'm going to be doing for both Essence and Catrice are going to focus on trying the formulas more so than the shades. They now do really decent swatches if you find the products online on the Essence and Catrice website, which they didn't used to do. So if you want to decide whether you want a particular shade or not, you can use the Catrice and Essence website, and you don't have to watch my channel anymore, I find. But this is pretty. It's like a balmy, glossy, sort of reddish tone. This is in the shade Ready for the Day. And I like this well enough, but I have plenty of glossy red lipstick. I don't necessarily need this, perhaps, but let me swatch it for you. I did a video with this as well. I'll link you to the lipstick section of my blog so you can find all of the lip reviews I've done in the past year. Or maybe the past 2 years, because I don't think I updated my Lisa Eldridge collection in 2025 because I hadn't brought anything new in lipstick-wise by the brand. So that's why I didn't. But yeah, that's a pretty glossy red, but I have a glossy red from Lisa Eldridge that I prefer. These were my next favorites, and then I have Luxuriously Lucents in here, I think. And then here's the overflow from the Velvet Mattes and possibly some of the True Velvets, from what I can tell. So in here, we have the two lipsticks I have from the refillable line. So this is the Rouge Experience. This is the way it comes with the compact. This is the refill. I was like, if I have one compact, I should be fine. And you should be able to twist this up, but I have not been able to do this yet. So you should be able to like take it out, twist it up, click this one back in, but I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe you just pull. Oh, you just pull. So this way you can switch it up. What I dislike though is that the refill does come with the cap, but this one doesn't. So I've decided to put my favorite shade, or well, is this my favorite shade? This is Romy, I believe. And the other one was Medici, the darker one. So this way I can like tell them apart which one is which. So the darker one is Medici. This is pretty. I'll give this a swatch for you because this is a slightly creamier formula. I'm not afraid to break these as much as I am the True Velvets. Those are just a bit more fragile. And then Romy is simply a lighter version. And these were promoted as cool tones. But as you can see, Romy is quite peachy on me. So I don't find it that cool toned. So yeah, you only really need one with the compact, and then you can just buy the refills, and they're a little bit cheaper than the compact. But this is really heavy. I would never travel with this. So I wish that if you bought the lipstick with the actual case, that it still came with the lid, so because this is so much easier to carry. This is nice and lightweight. This is super heavy. I don't know. A True Velvet in Velvet Rain, which is like a pinky tone. So this is where most of the pinks are, I think. Velvet Bloom, which is like a pinky red. It's like magenta leaning. Really pretty. She did like an entire update after a while that was all these pinks. This is Velvet Pompadour. I really want her to redo some of her True Velvet line and like do more cool tones. That's my wish. Velvet Blush. Really pretty. You can see I've worn that quite a bit, but it's not my go-to shades. I actually feel like Velvet Blush, and especially Velvet Blush Lightly, are pretty close to what Laid Back Lilac from Revlon gives me, and I like that better. This is Blush Lightly. And then if we move to the back, I have Rainbow Spill. This is a Insanely Saturated, a really nice bright neon shade, but it's more of a corally orange, so not perfect for me. The other Insanely Saturated in Strawberry Shock. If you're looking for a really good pinky red and you don't want there to be any blue, try this. if you can still find it. There is another one I have, but MAC has reformulated those as well, so I don't know if that shade is still around. This is New Wave. Oh, this is where the Insanely Saturated went. So yeah, these are my other like favorites, you could say. Velvet Carnival, this is a true velvet. It's the bright pink, so I went with all the brights and the pinks in this little section. And another red. This is Velvet Cinnabar, which is like a brownie red. And then I think these are Luxuriously Lucents, right? Yeah. So here is Dance Card, which is essentially like this is a shade that if I wasn't so attached to keeping the entire Lisa Eldridge range I have, I would declutter. This is Meet Me in Berlin, which is like a nice brown tone, but I prefer Painterly over this one. I have Rose Official. This is a really nice rosy tone. I don't love rosy pinks on me, but this one works. I have Love of My Life, another pink that works quite well for me. Nice bright option. And then I have Palazzo. This is a glossy red, so let me swatch that next to the Essence one. See, I like this better. It's a little less shiny, but it has the same level of pigmentation, so I compare everything to these. This is Night Thoughts, which was the darkest shade that was done. I think all these very deep things have been discontinued by now. At the front, we have Je ne sais quoi, which is a peachy nude. You can tell, not worn a lot because it's not my favorite. And Le Mépris, that's even worse. Those kind of shades just don't suit me. If I didn't have a channel, I wouldn't own those. This is Kitten Mischief. This is one that I did wear a lot. This is pretty good. It's like a softer version of Muse, so I do wear that one from time to time, but I tend to go Painterly more so than Kitten Mischief or Spirited Away. I feel like Kitten Mischief is a little bit more beige, Painterly has a little bit more red, and Spirited Away is a bit more brown. And then we have Atomic Cherry, which I wanted this, what Wonder Wheel gives me is what I thought this was gonna give me, but this is far too orange on me. And then we have Rosy Shell, another cool tone. It's a very nice blue tone pink. So those are all the Luxuriously Lucents. And then the final cubby is like the overflow of my true velvets. I know that my broken Velvet Beauty and Velvet Ribbon are in here. I've kept them. Don't ask me why, but I did. I do have the other lip balm in here. So this is Metropolis. I thought I was going to wear this more than Sweet Fig, but I end up liking Sweet Fig so much more. This is Velvet Midnight, which is the darkest shade she's ever done. It's a purple essentially, and then I just have the remainder of the reds that she's done. This is Velvet Morning. This is a really nice orange toned red. And then we have Velvet Dragon, which is also orange toned, but a little bit more muted down. It's got more brown in. I believe it was inspired by like Japanese story gates or something like that. This is Velvet Enchantment, which is another like pinky tone. Sort of like in between a rose and a pink. Not my favorite. And Velvet Petal, which is another softer pinky tone. It's nice, but it's quite peachy on me. And then we just have some nudes. This is Sunday Matinee from the Insanely Saturated. Far too orange for me. The Velvet Intrigue is pretty, but again, bit concealer lips, not my vibe. And I have, this is Velvet Fawn, right? Yes, this I still like from time to time, but it's just a little too light. My lips are naturally quite pigmented, so it doesn't quite work. And then I have Velvet Affair. And I hope these don't fall out of the tube, but here is my broken Velvet Ribbon, which as you can see, I've tried to fix and I failed miserably. So I can no longer use it. The minute I touch this, it starts to like break off again. And you can see where I've tried to use it again and where it just wobbled so much where the tube is stuck in there. But you can see that this was pretty well used when that happened. And then I have Velvet Beauty, which broke off as well. And as you can see, this is even worse. Like in my brain, I'm like, you know what? I would like to do like a little experiment. What would happen if I were to mix these two shades together? That's why I still have them. But this is a little bit messy. These are the shades I reach for the least. And that brings me to drawer set number 1. So these are little drawers from IKEA that I use. I think they come in like just as a set like this. So I have 4 of them. The top shelf here is all of my lip gloss. And then the bottom shelf is overflow liquid lipsticks and lip oils. So that's what's going on here. So let me show you. Can I move it back so we can see? So I have this gloss from Catrice. I do like the look of this. This is in the shade Gloss and Found from their Gloss Obsessed line. I don't think this is actually something I really need. I don't wear very dark glosses very often, so this is perhaps a no-no for me. I do like a mauve tone gloss, and I did use up 2 mauve tones in 2025. At least they expired on me. Ooh, this is the Fenty Beauty Mauve Wives. This still smells okay. It's a really nice formula. And then we have the Rare Beauty in Nearly Mauve. So I think that I'm going to nominate one of these to be used up for 2025 because these are okay. I have some Kaleidos lip glosses. They've come out with some new lip products, I feel. So I've seen a lot of people going back to these. This is Last Smoke and Free Fall. They're a really pretty combo. So this is, again, a little bit more gray toned. A really nice cooler tone mauve shade, which is why I have that one. And then I have Free Fall, which is a really pretty, like, glittery thing. Those things don't stain. I'm not going to swatch anything that might stain my hand. But I have these 5 things from Fui. This one I haven't used yet all that much, but these I love. I was sent the red by YESSTYLE, and this is, I believe, an Angdu. These are the 3D volume glosses, and again, a very glossy red I don't tend to wear as much. These I love. I tend to wear Scotch the most. This is in the 30%. And this is like a cherry cola sort of shade. It's got a little bit of brown, but not too much. It's actually really lovely. And this is in Cassis in the 30% and in the 70%. So if this were a declutter, the red would go and I would keep the other 2. And this, I don't know what this is called anymore. This is the Stay Fit Lip Tint Pink Obsession. And of course, I can't read the shade name because it's all in Japanese. I got this one in Japan. And it's like a mauve tone, which I don't really have in the other line. Like a pinky mauve. It looks pretty. Oh, but that's a lip tint. Okay, I need to wipe it off straight away. Oh, it's already stained. It's already stained my hand. It's been on for 2 seconds. Ah, why do I do this to myself? These diamond glaze lip glosses are really nice from Catrice. They're really nice and shiny. This has a bit more of a purpley blue sort of flash to it. That's really pretty. And then this pinky one is pretty too, but I think if I were to go for a very shimmering gloss, it would be like the Free Fall one from Kaleidos, which is right there. And these 2, I don't know, these feel a bit thick and gloopy. This is by Noose, I think. Not sure. This could potentially be a staining formula as well. I like their blushes, but their lip product I wasn't too impressed with. I remember that much. And then I have some lip glosses, again, by Catrice that I've tried that I liked, but I don't reach for them. I just don't. These glassy, dewy lip tints, very Romand coated. So again, I'm not going to be swatching these because these do stain. Complicated. It's complicated. Look at me and you do you. Of these, these are probably like the 3 shades I tried that I liked best. But now that I look at them, I'm like, I'm probably realistically only going to wear this ever. And then these 2, I just don't really care for. And then I have the Gloss Obsessed in Pout of Office. So I have that really deep thing. Why do I have that? Because this is so pretty. Yeah, that I would wear. And these were really comfortable on. These were really good. I like those. And then we have the Kiko 3D Hydra Glosses. Again, some shimmering things where I'm like, do I want to keep all of those? I love the mauve tone. This is 34. This is an excellent gloss from Kiko, but I don't love this packaging. It's just a little bit bulky. But the mauve tone is nice. Like, I tend to wear mauve tone gloss mostly. Like, if I wear a mauve tone, it's a gloss. I have this lavendery shimmering thing in 27. Is that okay? Oh, that's pretty. That's nice. It's right here. It's got a little bit more of a subtle shine. And then this is a little too golden peach, I guess, for me. This is shade 41. It's one of those things that I buy online and then the swatch online looks really pretty and then I get it home and I'm like, oh, maybe not. And then this is more of like a frosty finish. This is 48. It's got a green blue. It looks really interesting. Let's see how that goes. This is one that may still be really interesting for me to keep. The Catrice ones are definitely more shiny. So if you want shine, you'd go for the Catrice. So I'm not sure whether I want to keep all of those very shiny things. Like I mentioned, this section is all overflow and liquid lipsticks. And as you can see, I mainly have Kaleidos, where I used to have the full collection. I only kept the shades that I liked and that I was potentially seeing myself wear. These are the Cloud Play lip glaze, and these are all the Lisa Eldridge Velveteen lipsticks. I don't wear liquid lipstick though, so I don't know what to do with these. I bought these for review. These stay put, but essentially it doesn't come in the shades I want. This is Ribbon. That could potentially be a good one. I think this is Jazz. Yes. Those I like, but then it comes in Fawn, which I don't even like in the True Velvet. Then it comes in, I think this is a Fair. Again, I don't like it in the True Velvet. It does come in Petal, I think. Oh, this is Muse. That's my favorite nude by the brand, so I could potentially keep this. I believe this is Dragon, not my shade. And then I think it comes in Rain and in Petal. Oh, Blush. Rain and in Blush. They're just not my shades, you know? So I potentially like these three, but the rest, I'm not too sure what to do with that yet. Not so sure. And like I said, Cloud Play lip glaze, I have Scorpion Fruit, which is their black. These are really fun because they are very sort of moussey, so you can play with them quite a bit and sort of manipulate them into looking the way you want. This is Cold Smoke, which is supposed to be a cool tone brown, but on me it looks a little green and funky, so that may have to go. I have Agave, which is a teal. I've kept the interesting shades that I didn't have anywhere else, you know? And then I have, I think this is Mercury Wave. Yeah, this has always been my favorite from that line. It's a very cool toned purpley gray. It's right here. So that's all in there. Then I have these two Kiko lipsticks that I tried in 2025 because early 2025, I gave myself the task to try every single lip formula that Kiko does. I will link that video down below so you can have a look. And the things I like the best, I decided to keep. This is the 3D Hydra Stilo in shade 10. This, if we're going glossy red, this may actually be something that I do enjoy. Like, oh, look at that. That pigmentation. That's really nice. And I have shade 16. I believe these were launched in 2025. It's a nice pink, but I think like with the pinks, like I'll go Velvet Carnival or a different brand over this, but the red is really blowing my socks off. That looks really pretty. And then this, I don't know what to do with this. I only got this in November, so when I was in the UK. This is by MUA Makeup Academy. This is the Metamorphosis pH changing lip tint. It's a cheek oil and lip tint in black cherry. So it looks black, this stain, so I'm not going to swatch it. But as you can see, it turns pink. But I put this on my lips and it burned. I was like, when I swatched it, I was like, oh, I might as well just put it on my lips real quickly. I did not like the way this felt on my lips. It's too irritating. This is by Color Rose. This is really pretty packaging, but the shade is just really not my vibe. This was sent to me in PR by YESSTYLE. So that's why those all sort of live here, because I have no other place to put them. Where did that Essence thing go? The glossy thing. that can go in here. If those can go in here, then that can go in here. And then I just have some lip oils that are in here. And truth be told, with lip oils, I really feel you really only need the one. You don't need 6. I think this is already too much. But I was sent some of these. I tried some of these. These two look the same because they are. Catrice duped both the House Labs and the Dior. And I like these just as much, but they already discontinued them, so you can no longer buy the Gloss and Glow ones. But yeah, these are exactly the same, and I really like them. But I like the House Labs and the Dior as well, and I like the Kiko or the Catrice things. This was really pretty. This is Midnight Kiss, I believe. Midnight Mystery in the Hydra Kiss lip oil. Again, one of those products that looks black. This one didn't irritate my lips. And then when it goes on, it turns color. But it's really pretty, actually. It doesn't stain, though. And the Sigma goes with one of their other lip products that I got to try from them when they send it to me in PR. But this is a little peachy for me. So, not the best shade. Drawer number 2. As you can see, we've got MAC. And we have other high-end lipsticks in here. The MAC collection, I've grown again over time. I used to have quite a few bit of MAC. Again, I just need to very quickly go through these to see if they're still fine. I updated you on my MAC lipstick collection last May, and I've only bought the 3 things that I bought in November since then, so not much has been added, so you can watch the May video. You can get a really good grasp of what's in here. But yeah, I actually rebuild my collection because so many of my MAC lipsticks I'd had for years, and they started to expire. So I'm not going to be swatching any of these. You can watch the other video for sure, but I'm going to test, just see if they're okay. This is Brave, which I've repurchased right before they reformulated, but they now do this sort of style. This is Pink Peppermint, which is also a sleek satin. Nice, cool, very cool toned. Can we very cool tone pink. It's a little bit too light for me, but if I want to go concealer lips, a shade like that looks better on me than most other things. This is Verve. This is a brown. I was looking for a really good brown lipstick for someone with my complexion. Don't think I found it yet. This is Thanks It's MAC. This is a peachy tone. This is not something I picked out myself. This was a free gift with purchase for Black Friday. This is Syrup, which I repurchased for Black Friday, but this is a shade I used to own, so I know what that looks like on me. It's a really pretty lipstick. This is another one of the newer ones. This is Alone Time. Again, I got this one. It's supposed to be a very cool toned grayish brown according to the people on TikTok, so I want to try that for myself. And then we have Twig, which together with Brave is my other favorite nude tone from MAC. Again, shades I repurchased because mine had expired. And then I have Mare, which is another lipstick I used to own. It expired on me. I wasn't wearing it enough, so I repurchased it when they reformulated. And then I have Soar, which they now do as a lipstick shade. I used to own Soar lip pencil with Mare lipstick, but I'm glad that they now do Soar as a lipstick. Then we have Stone, which everybody calls a cool tone, but on me, it's not that cool toned. I do need to use that one with a lip liner to make it look right. Cool Teddy, not as cool toned as everybody says. You can see it just looks like a straight up peach to me. Stone is better for me than Cool Teddy is. But everybody was hyping it up. This is Folio, which again, a lot of people said was such a good shade for cool tones. It's not. It's very yellow on me. And then we have Mixed Media, which is one of my favorite deeper tones that MAC does now. Media used to be a satin, which is why I never owned it, but now it's a matte, and I'm like, yes, please. Rebel, an oldie but a goodie. This still smells fine. Do they still do Rebel? I don't know, but that one is old, but I love it. Film Noir is a newer, also darker shade that I really enjoy. It's like a cool toned, plummy red, really pretty. And I've repurchased Diva. I thought it was too similar perhaps to Film Noir and Mixed Media, but I decided to bring it back into the collection. That's another one that I used to own. And I think most of everything else in here are older MAC lipsticks. This is D for Danger. That may be too similar to Diva actually, but it's fine. I love a red. And then we have some really old things. This is Amplified. This is Mirage. It still smells fine. They start to smell like Play-Doh if you've not, like if they've expired. And I'm Dutch, so I need something orange, and an orange lipstick is like something I need to have. Impassioned, a coral. This might have to go at some point. Like, it's starting to smell a little funky. It still has the vanilla scent, but also coral lipstick is just no longer my vibe. I don't wear that. Lady Danger. Who remembers this? The original orange toned red. That still smells fine. No weird scent there. And Chili, which I feel is very similar to Lisa Eldridge's Velvet Cinnabar, though. This still also smells fine. Yay! And then I think here we have some favorites. We have Russian Red, the original red lipstick that I wore the most before I discovered Velvet Ribbon. We have Stay Curious. This line has now also been reformulated. These are the Powder Kiss lipstick. And this is like a muted red. It's like a neutral with a hint of red running through it. And this is the other lipstick I like if you like a very pinky toned red. This is Lasting Passion. I hope they still do it though. I'm not sure they still make it. And then we have New York Apple. And this is a Frost, which I had not expected I'd like. But I very often got MAC lipsticks on the Back to MAC program, and then I sometimes went for very rogue options. And then right below that, I actually have some higher end things. I have a couple of my Glossier lipsticks in here. This is a Generation G lipstick. That one I don't love because it only works if you apply it directly over a lip gloss, or a lip balm, I should say. This is in Crush. That one I don't really wear that much. And the Ultra Lips I haven't reached for a lot, but I have Fête. I have Pony. This one I've worn so much, like if I twist it all the way down, you can see how much I've worn it. So that's a really nice, good neutral for me. I love that one. And then there is Vesper. This is actually the first one I bought. That's a nice intense shade. And then I just have two of these Trini London things that I wanted to test. But I just realized I don't reach for things in a pot. This is Pippa, which is a bright red. And then I have Suze, which is a neutral. Maybe I can make somebody else happy with this, because you kind of need to use them with a lip brush. And I have plenty of lipstick. I'm a bit lazy when it comes to using those things. Maybe I could put these in here for now, just so that they have a spot to go somewhere. Then we have some Charlotte Tilbury in here. I used to own... Before I had a lot of Lisa Eldridge, I had an entire Charlotte Tilbury collection. We have Red Carpet Red, which again is a really nice red. It doesn't look that used, but I use it a ton. We have Bond Girl, which is a nice muted red. Like if I go for a muted red, I go for this over anything else. And then we have Very Victoria, which is my favorite nude by Charlotte Tilbury. And then just to be able to give it a whirl, I bought Pillow Talk Fair for Black Friday, so haven't used it yet. Need to get to that. I have some Gucci lipsticks. These are all Gucci. Again, I tried a bunch of Gucci lipsticks just to test them out and see what I liked. And these were my favorites of all the formulas I tried. This is the matte in Peggy Taupe. That's a nice mauve tone. This was my favorite. This is the Painted Veil, which is from their satin. No, not their satin range, but their veil range. It's like a sheer formula, but this is so similar to something like Painterly or Kitten Mischief. And these are so perfumey. Ugh. This is Mildred Rosewood. Yeah, this is the satin formula. That's my favorite of all of the Gucci lipsticks. And then Love Before Breakfast, which is such a good bright pink. These are so beautiful. Again, I have a video up with all of my Gucci lipsticks, so I haven't bought any other, so if you just watch that video, you can see them all. And this is Peggy Taupe as well. Yeah, in the sheerest formula they do. And then back here, we have some more high-end things. So I have a Fenty lip oil. This is in the shade Amber, Rose Amber, which is really, really pretty with some sparkles in. And the Gloss Bomb stick in Fussy. And I only got these in like at the end of 2024 or sometime in 2025. Yeah, no, I got them in 2025. Picked them up when I was in London in May. This is the Sigma lipstick that goes really well with the lip oil that they do, but this, why is it sticking out of the tube? It's a disaster waiting to happen. This is my YSL lipstick that I put in my end of year favorites because I do like it. I don't have a lot of YSL, but this is the Love Shine lipstick in 203, and I do like that a lot. The Pat McGrath lipstick in Divine Rose that I have the matching lip liner for. And then I have my one and only Victoria Beckham Beauty lipstick in Jump. Yes, this is a really nice cooler tone, mauve tone that I really enjoy. So those are all of those. And that's cubby number 2. And here we have cubby number 3. And this is where we get to drugstore and lip liners. That's what's down here. So these are my main sort of drugstore lipstick. I'm not sure if you can see, but yeah, there's quite a bit of Kiko here. Milani, Kiko, and Catrice are here. Down here, I keep all of my Revlon and a little bit of overflow from the Kiko stuff that I couldn't fit in here anymore. It needs a rejig at some point. And then lip liners. Here we have, I'm just going to run you through it because these I don't even need to open because a lot of these aren't that old. This is a new lip gloss that I got from Shall We Makeup. I saw this on TikTok and I really wanted to test out something that's this dark and glossy. It's like a lip tint, lip stain kind of thing, but my lip tint drawer is overflowing, so this cannot go there. And then I have 2 of these Kiko, what are these called? These are the Jelly Stylos in a really nice mauve tone. Again, I really need to give this a cull when I declutter because I don't realistically need to keep all of these shades because they're just too similar. 509 is more of a brown. I would probably reach for that a little bit less. But this is, again, what happens when you test out so many Kiko lipsticks. You just end up keeping your favorites, and then afterwards you're like, oh, but I never reach for them. This is shade 22 in the Unlimited Stylo. This I like. That's a really good shade. And I like the Kiko formula as well. And then here we just have the Velvet Passion in the dupe for Velvet Ribbon. This is 312 Cherry. This is exactly like Velvet Ribbon, so if you don't want to pay the money for that. And then they also do a taupe. And this is a really good cool tone taupe. If you're looking for a cool tone taupe lipstick, don't go MAC, go Kiko. It's far better, and these are 10 euros. And these were a newer formula. This is the Powder Power lipstick. This is a dupe for the MAC Powder Kiss. So again, if the MAC Powder Kiss is too expensive, buy this line. I tried 3 shades, 24, 25, and 26, I believe. Really got good mauve tone. And then we have shade, this is 26. This is a nice deeper tone. More of like a wine red. And then we have 25. This is the red. Of these, again, I don't probably need to keep all 3, but I do really like Kiko lipsticks, so that's why I have so many. Like, Kiko just shines in the lipstick department. They just do. Then I have 3 of the shiny Formula Milani lipsticks and 4 of the matte Milani Color Fetish lipstick. So I have, this is, Voyeur, a very, very vibrant bright pink. That's really pretty. But I tend to wear Kink more often. So that bright purple is definitely not going anywhere. And then I love that in the spring, summer season. And this one is this a matte? This is a matte, right? Yeah, wait, hold on. I was like, where did it go? But I thought this was going to be a more of a nude. That's how it looked online. But this is nylon, and I don't know why this is promoted as like a neutral lipstick. It's a red. It's not a nude. So I don't know what I was thinking there. So I made some mistakes here. This is Dahlia. This is a really nice deeper tone. I was really into like my vampy lips for a while there, so I bought some of those. This is Blossom. This is okay, but as you can see, I haven't worn it a lot. And then I have, I think Fleur, I think is one of my faves, but I think this was already swatched in the store. It was sealed when I bought it, or at least it looked sealed because you can see the plastic around it. I think they just didn't pay attention in the booths I was at. And also Secret wasn't quite the shade I wanted it to be. It's far too warm toned and peachy. So I definitely need to cull some of these Milani things once we get to that. Now I think this is half of what I used to own when it comes to Catrice lipsticks right here at the front. And of course we all know my favorite. This is Casually Overdressed. This is a Scandalous Matte lipstick, and this was very much discontinued in 2025. Rest in peace, Scandalous Matte. So do I need to keep all of these? Probably not, because nobody can buy these anymore, and I don't wear these as often as I should. I tend to go MAC or Lisa Eldridge, really, because they have the longevity and the wear time I want, and they don't bleed, and they're just my perfect lipsticks. I do apologize. 110, Redefine Love, a nice sort of muted down red. I have too many of those. I need to keep like one, and then I should be happy with that. This is another Scandalous Matte. This is Blame the Night, which is the brighter red. I am inclined to keep the bright red. I am inclined to keep that because having a good red by Catrice is like a must-have in my collection. This is a Demi Matte, which was a matte line they did before the Scandalous Matte. This is Pink Addiction, and it's their take on like a bright pink. Like, I only need one bright pink from the drugstore, so I just need to start taking some decisions when I get to my declutters. This is another Demi Matte. No, this is the Vegan Collagen Matte, which predates the Demi Mattes. This is in 040B Strong, and this is a really pretty mauve toned lipstick, but this is from back in the day when I stored my lipsticks in a different way and it got stuck, and I ruined a lot of my drugstore lipsticks. This is 060 from the Scandalous Matte. This is Good Intentions. And this is another really good nude. Let me see if I swatch this. Like, ooh, it's a really nice, like, cooler, pinky tone nude. And then this one, I think, is a little bit more mauve. Ooh, feels a bit dry, actually. It's a little bit deeper, but these are pretty. I enjoy those. But I don't possibly have to keep all of them. I'm just going to keep my favorites this time around. So yeah, Catrice do really good lipsticks, and as you can see, like I've got some glosses and things, but they're currently not really doing a lot of like lipsticks. They're very much doing lip tints and stuff like that. So there isn't a lot there. And as I said, Revlon is in here. So I went on a true Revlon kick when I rediscovered them in 2024. So I got a couple of these online though. Ooh. I got a couple of these online, so I couldn't test out the shades in advance. And I think I made some mistakes, but oh well. We have the Shine in Glossed Up Rose. This is pretty, but it's a bit warm. I wish it was a little bit different. And then we have, this is my favorite. This is Cherries in the Snow. That's not gonna go anywhere. Like if I wanna go for a glossy red lip, this is what I wear. And then we have Black Cherry. Yes, this is a shade I used to own. Black Cherry is very much back as a shade, which makes me really happy. I bought Berry Crush because I was like, that could be a nice purple. Haven't worn it much. I just haven't. And then I have Fire and Ice, which is a classic Revlon shade, of course. Again, a more glossy red. So I really don't need to keep that Essence thing from the beginning. And then we have Sassy Mauve because I couldn't really find a good neutral in the Revlon range in stores, and then a lot of people recommended I try this. I like this, but I like Laid Back Lilac better. So I need to decide what I want to do there. This Wycon lipstick I love. This is their Matte Icon in 07 Mauve, and I have the matching lip liner to this. So this is not going anywhere. I really want to go back to Italy so I can try more Wycon and like find like a city to go to where they sell it. I believe they're from Naples. So I might as well just go to Naples in 2026. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. Violet Citrine from L'Oreal. I couldn't swatch this in store, so I was a little bit shocked when I got home to find that this is frosty, and it looks like an old lady shade, and it smells like an old lady shade, so I'm not so sure whether I'm gonna like this, but when I swatch it, I'm like, that's objectively a pretty shade. Not sure how much I'd wear that. It's everything I dislike about a lipstick, really. This is by Mina. This is their 384 lipstick. This is such a good intense berry. A Essence lipstick that I tried and loved. This is a red though. I have plenty of reds. It's the slim lipstick, and these were pretty long wearing. Like, it was a good lipstick from Essence for sure. So I tend to keep those things around, but then I never wear them. Kiko, this is the 3D Hydra Lip Stilo in shade 18. So this is a really nice, like, cooler tone. Look at that pigmentation. Like, that's a good cool tone brown, I think. And then we have some more Kiko right here in the back. I have the Glossy Dream in 205. Is this a shade I'd wear? Oh, that is looking a little weird. That's fine. It's fine. Just because it's like a glossy formula, I think. And this is 204. Nah, those are not shades I'd be likely to wear. Let me swatch this one just to be sure. Yeah, it's got a lot of orange in. And then we have these. These I remember liking. These are the Gossamer Emotion in 124 or 142. That's really pretty. That's a nice, like, berry purpley tone. Like that. And then this is 140. Ooh, that may be a bit light. That could work. That could work. It's not too peach. And then we have 128. And that's a really nice dark tone as well. So I probably don't need to keep all of my Kiko lipsticks, but I love them. They're so good. They do so many really wonderful things. So I want to keep them all, but I know I can't keep them all. You know what I mean? Why is this? Okay, like so. And then the Ycon could fit in there. Lip liners, I've added like hardly anything. The only lip liner I've added in 2025 is the Charlotte Tilbury one that goes with the Pillow Talk Fair lipstick. Everything else I've just been using. MAC lip liners, I've swatched for you in my MAC lipstick video, and I've swatched all of the Kiko ones in the Kiko lipstick video, and I've swatched the Lisa Eldridge ones in the Lisa Eldridge video. I have reviews up for all of these is what I'm trying to say. So you can find the swatches in much better lighting than I can show you today because the sun is really going in and out. So these are all of my MAC lip liners because I like a sturdy lip pencil, and these are the best. Cool Spice, Root for Me, which is pretty. Spice, which I got as a freebie together with Thanks It's MAC. Whirl I like. Better than the lipstick. Stone I like. Come on. Greige is my favorite. I wear it a lot with pink peppermint. Then I have Cherry. So I've got the bright red. I've got Soar, which is more of a nude. Half Red, which goes with a lot of brown toned lipsticks as well. Like if I want to make Stone more wearable, I wear Half Red. And I have Night Moth, which goes really well with mixed media. Like I said, Charlotte Tilbury, Ycon, and Pat McGrath, these go with the different lipsticks I have from those brands, as is the case for, where's the other one? My Lisa Eldridge lipsticks. I have Sorcery and Jazz because I was like, you know what, a slightly deeper lip line might be nice, but I think my Kiko Creamy Color lip pencils are the same formula as the Lisa Eldridge, which is why I have more of those. I have shade 23, of course, from Kiko. I have shade 10 in the creamy color, shade 18 in the creamy color, and I have shades 13 and 8. Then I wanted to try the Gossamer Supreme lip liner. This is a really pretty shade, but I don't think I have many lipsticks that I would wear this with. So that's essentially a declutter eventually, I think. And these are the Everlasting Precision lip liners. These are good, 511 and 512. But these are twist ups and I just don't like them as much as the creamy colors. So potentially a couple of declutters in here, but not too many. I've only really been trying lip liner in like the past year or two, so I don't have too many. It's not overflowing. We're fine. So I have 7 minutes left on my memory card to film, and I still need to get through one more set of drawers. This is essentially tinted lip balms down here in this little cubby, and then everything else are Asian Beauty lip tints because I became obsessed when I started trying these. Why are we, yeah, let go. But again, do I need to keep all of this? That's the real question here. I think the answer is no. Just a quick answer to my own question. This is my favorite. This is Custard Mauve. Again, I'm not swatching any of these because they're going to stain my hand, but this has been in so many Shop My Stashes. I love that thing. This is that newer packaging. Like, is this also juicy? No, this is the Dewy Full. This is the old packaging. This is the new packaging. I really like the new packaging. This is in Plum Coke. And I had never heard of these shades either, so that's why I was like, might as well pick up a few. And then these, I think, are all juicy, lasting finish lip tints. Can you tell I have a favorite? Odd Grape, that's one I wear a lot. I don't wear Fig as much, or Almond Rose. These were some of the first ones I bought, and they looked a lot more cool tone online than they actually were. Bare Fig is okay. Jujube Jam is a newer one that I picked up. And this is Bare Vine, which is also a little bit more cool toned. Then we have these. Let me just do these. These are the Glasting Water Tints. These are really lovely too. We have Mauve Moon, Vintage Ocean. This was the first one I tried, but they came out with cooler tone shades later on. This is actually a different one. This is the Glasting Color Gloss in Dim Mauve and a Glassing Water Tint in Fig Rise. And then this is the Glassing Color Gloss in Cherry Lip. So I've got some reddish tones and stuff. This is a Catrice pillow-like matte lip mousse. It's a dupe for these K-Beauty things. Essentially, it's very similar to what I've got going on here. And I think that's everything. These two I like, but they're not the right shade for me. This is Vintage Taupe in the Zero Velvet tint from Romand. And this is Rose Tea in the Milk Tea Velvet tints. They are nice. They're a little bit more velvety, moussey-like. I like these Amuse, what are these called again? Water tints. One of these had discolored last year and decluttered it, but now that I have so many of the Romand things, I actually forgotten I've owned these, and they're essentially the same shades. These I like. These are the Dewy Full water tints like this one that I like, but in different shades. Lilac Cream from a limited edition and Cherry Way. I think I'm just going to keep the mauve tone. I don't need all three shades. And these are the Blurry Fudge Tints, I believe they're called. Yeah, Blur Fudge Tints. Again, in a cool tone and a red. This is Cool Rose Lip and Blur, Cherry something. Fudge Red. That's what they're called. Pretty, yes. Do I need to keep them? I might want to keep those. And then we have the final cubby. We have tinted lip balms. We have two by Glossier. We have Wild Fig and Black Cherry. The other Romand one, this is in Kaya Fig. I wear Mauve Whip a lot more. These butter dripping glossy lip balms, these are being discontinued again. I wear Bisou the most, I feel, so I can keep one, get rid of the other, I think. And then here we have a Kiko thing that I like, but I had forgotten I owned. This Peri Para thing is really pretty with the little heart, but again, I've forgotten I owned. This is the most intense lip stain of your life, the Dear Darling tint by Etude. I believe in like Vampire Red or something, that's what it's called. Really pretty. This is a really pretty like lip balm that changes color from Kiko, but again, do I need it? Maybe not. And then this is a sheer lipstick from Mina in 371. The shade is really similar to the Milani Bright Pink, and I wear this one over the Milani. So I think that when it comes time to declutter, that we can cull some of this. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, do I need all of this? Maybe not. And then I would have space for the road, you know? that would be good. So these can go in here right now and it's fine. Then I have all of my little Peri Para lip stains. These are not going anywhere. This is the Ink Velvets, and I also have the Ink Airy Velvets. I have a type, yeah. These, again, I don't think I ever really reach for anymore. The Lily by Red, pretty, but I don't want to keep it necessarily. This is a cool tone brown from Peri Para. It's actually quite pretty, but I think I would go for the Kiko that I have than this, because this is still pretty yellow compared to that. And then we have another Peri Para. This is the Mood in 07. Pretty, but again, I've forgotten I owned it. And these Ink Airy Velvets, I have shade 34, 35, and this peachy one, shade 25. I love all of those. And then I have a whole set of reds. I have 32, 33, and 34 that I love. This is my favorite. This is Wine Nude in shade 31. This one I picked up in Japan in shade 28 and shade 37. That is more of a reddish tone. So those are all of the lip stains. I think I have made up my mind of what I would like to get rid of. I need to dash because there is only a minute left on the memory card. So need to close off this video. So thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed getting an insight into my makeup collection and sort of getting the lowdown of what's going on. And then I hope to see you again really, really soon in a new video. Bye-bye.